Welcome back to Homesteading with the Zimmermans, where each week we give you another episode of what's happening here on our Northeast Iowa 21-acre homestead. My husband Alvin and I have been married for 25 years and we have 7 children. 5 of those children still live at home. Our oldest 2 are married and no longer live at home, so this means we also have 2 son-in-laws and 1 grandson so far. So on our 21-acre homestead, we seek to preserve the self-sufficient lifestyle of our Old Order Mennonite heritage for the next generation. We involve the children in every aspect of the homestead, from raising and harvesting our own meat, gardening and preserving to fill the family's larder, or preserving the dairy from the family milk cows, plus all the many other skills that develop the character and integrity and relationships of a family that seeks to bring glory and honor to their Heavenly Father. So before we get started with today's video, I wanted to remind you that ChristianBook.com is offering my book to you at a 40% discount. So if you scan this QR code and then use the code RuthAnn to pre-order my book, you will receive 40% off. When Tina comes, around 9.
It's only 6.
Good morning, YouTube family. Today is a very special day. Not so much for me, but for the 3 little boys of the family. So a lot of the time, you see the little boys helping out and working and doing chores, and not because that's all that they do, but because that's when I'm usually filming. So we had parent-teacher meeting last night. School starts the end of August and we got the school supply list. So we're gonna take a trip to the city and they're gonna get all of their school supplies. But not only that, there's a store, and you all know that my boys are obsessed with Legos. There is a store in the city that we're going to called Bricks and Minifigs, and they had been begging me all summer to go, and I told them that I would take them in August sometime before school starts. I would take them as a reward for all of the hard work they did here on the homestead this summer. And so today is finally the day. I'm taking them to Bricks and Minifigs, and while we're in the city, we're gonna get their school supplies too, which they will love. And so for probably the last, I would say 8 years maybe, there's an organization in our area for foster and adoptive parents, and if you submit your school supply lists to them, they get all the school supplies for foster and adoptive families. So we've done that for the last, I think, 8 years probably, maybe more. And so my children have rarely shopped for their own school supplies. But this year I missed the cutoff date to hand in the school supplies. Actually, I didn't have the supply list in time for this organization. So it's not a big deal. We will just shop for our own school supplies and the boys will have a great time. But first we have to get chores done, and then we can start going to the city.
only ever had one teacher, so nothing really changing for me, except for I have a different classroom.
You want another one?
It smells good. Thank you.
Here, you want another one? Kendrick, breakfast. You can't wear green and orange together, but come eat breakfast. You could wear gray shorts with that. Here. So while the boys eat their breakfast and I have a second cup of coffee, because I ate breakfast earlier with Alvin, they tell me some of the strategies that they're going to use when we get to Bricks and Minifigs, because Bricks and Minifigs not only sells Legos, but they also do buying and trading of Lego sets and Legos. So I keep looking at my garden and wishing that I was going to be at home working in the garden on such a beautiful day. But this is the day that we have planned. So we're going to go through all of last year's school supplies and write new lists, decide what we need and what we don't need. All right, here we are.
Here, get a cart to put it in. Oh, there's no cart. Yes, can I go see? We'll see.
Okay. Kendrick, where are you going?
Am I going with you?
Okay, wait, let's. Here.
I'm going.
Come here. Come here. Hang on. You three boys. Okay, the biggest problem is if you guys regulate off of each other and not off of an adult. So you're going to stick with an adult. Maxwell, get your list. Maxwell, there's your list. Hang on. Kendrick. Black or blue, it doesn't matter.
Mom, I got my two
Here.
mechanical pencils. Yeah. Mom, I got my two mechanical pencils.
All right. Guess we should have brought a pen so we can check things off the list.
Pen, anyone? And that? I got pens for me and Mitchell. Ooh. I think you need more than 2. No, you don't.
Where did Maxwell go?
Right here.
You got
Okay,
your crayons?
I'm gonna go and get crayons.
Yeah, that one works.
I got 3 of my stuff. Wait, what does that mean? Box of pencils.
1 box of pencils. What do you want?
Okay, now I need.
What? Let me see what your list says.
Pencil.
Pencils. Number 2 pencils. No, get a box that has 25 to 30 in. Hey, Kendrick. Not that many markers.
The others are only colored pencil.
No, that's too many markers.
Only.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going.
Oh, these.
Yeah.
Those are big
So
ones.
I hang the
I think I'm
50
gonna
back.
get the little.
You want to get the thin ones? You want these?
Yeah. No, can I just see pencils anymore? Look at the.
You get pens?
Pens. I got
Pencils?
a box of pencils. I got markers. I got crayons. I got a.
Did
no,
you get
I didn't
masking
get
tape?
that.
So many of you know a large part of our story is that we added the 3 little boys to our family in 2 short years. And those were some very intense years. And therefore, a lot of the time when I was shopping, they stayed at home with their teenage sisters. And now we just simply don't go to the grocery store or Walmart or shopping very often. So I'm starting to be very intentional about taking them and teaching them the ropes of shopping and comparing prices and all of that because I realized that they had missed out on this skill. And so after we were done at Walmart, I treated everybody to Chick-fil-A, which they had all decided upon beforehand. And I feel like the waitress felt a little sorry for me when she told me my total, but I had planned for this so it wasn't a shock. And then after lunch, I took the boys to, or we all went to a thrift store, and the boys got some practice on shopping for clothing in their size and deciding what was worth the money and what wasn't worth the money. And then it was time for their reward. And so Bricks and Minifigs it's a Lego store, but it's not your traditional Lego store. And like I said earlier, they buy, sell, and trade as well as have new sets. So the boys brought a lot of their sets along in hopes to trade and sell some of them, but turns out that the store was so busy, they said, come back in 2 hours or make an appointment. And that didn't really work for us since we were over an hour away from home. There was another customer in the store, and he saw how disappointed the boys were, and he said, "Hey, I'm interested in buying some Legos." And so they showed all of their Legos to him, and he was interested in one of them.
Yeah? Okay. So what are you selling to me then? Do you know what the set's called? The Batman Coat Harbor Pursuit? Is that what it's called? Yeah? Okay, awesome. So, it's 40. Awesome. I'll take that. Excellent.
Thank you,
All right,
sir.
thanks, fellas.
So now the boys had some cash after that sale that they had made. I already had given them an allowance, so any sales that they made were going to be on top of their allowance for today. And so they got busy choosing some Lego minifigures that they had their eye on, or some that they did not have in their collection. And the boys are still at the stage where they really, really play with their Legos. They're not just collections that they put up on the shelf. So I feel really good about them spending money on Legos because they spend hours and hours playing Legos throughout a whole year. And They play Legos so much that when I need to discipline them and ground them from something, they are usually grounded from their Legos. So we spent probably 2.5 hours in this Lego store before we left, and I treated them all to some ice cream before we started the long drive home.
Yummy.
So then, of course, is the job of sorting out all of the purchases and the school supplies and putting them where they belong. And then I use some bits and pieces from the refrigerator and put a small lasagna in the oven for those of us that were hungry or those of us that were working today. And while the boys got busy playing with their new Legos and some old ones included, I sought to self regulate myself from all the stimulation of the big city by picking some cucumbers and then just relaxing on the back patio. So, thank you everybody for being here and helping us visit the city. And we will see you on Saturday.